Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be doing another face using a stamp as our base in a junk journal. So I'm starting off on a really coloured page in my junk journal. This one's got lots of neon colours on it, and I'm using this large face stamp from Dina Wakley. So I'm stamping it out using archival ink onto my page. Now, using a block is a good idea. I don't. So it's up to you. I got a fairly good, reasonable impression though, which I was happy with, and I'm not 100% worried if it's a bit messy because I am going to be drawing over the top of it as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is to create the rest of the head. So I drew my shoulders and now I'm drawing in the hair. You can see when I drew that, I actually extended the image up quite a bit further than you would expect to create the oval. And then I've drawn the hair over the top as well. So really, really simple lines. I'm using the Stabilo oil pencil to do that. Just be aware though, I am going in with paint over the top of this. The Stabilo oil pencil is a water-soluble pencil. So obviously if I put paint next to it, that's going to mix together. I'm going to get different shades. I don't really mind that in the fact that they're going to give me sort of these shadows as I go around painting, so you can sort of see that happening on the shoulders. But if you prefer that not to happen, maybe use a pencil or a permanent pen, whatever you're more comfortable using. So I'm just going in with a neutral tone. This is, I think, sand possibly, and now I'm putting in some apricot. I'm using a dry brush and it's quite a stiff brush. I'm really not putting all that much paint on to begin with. I just want to have a bit of a base. Now I'm going in with some purple. So I've got quite contrasting hair, or it might be fuchsia. Sorry, I've got the sun shining in my eyes as I'm doing this and I can't quite see the screen. So once I finish that, I'm then putting in a little bit of detail, and I'm also using the fuchsia that's left on my brush as a bit of a shadow over my doll. Now one thing you will notice with doing faces like this is they look really alien-esque until you've done the eyes. So I like to leave the eyes to the end because I'm a bit, not heavy-handed, but I find I'll put my hands in them and smudge them and smear them. So I find if I leave it to the end, that works for me. A lot of artists, when they are drawing faces, they will do the eyes to begin with because the eyes basically do frame up the whole face, and until you've got your eyes in properly, it's always going to look a little weird. So however you feel comfortable with it, if you prefer to do them first, go for it. If you prefer to do them last, it all works in the end. I'm using the scribble sticks over the top just to add a little bit of colour and shading to my page as well. I have found, and it's taken me a lot of experience with, a lot of practice, sorry. I originally was never pressing hard enough with my not my Stabilo oil pencils, my scribble sticks. So I was quite light with how I held them and used them. You actually do need a little bit of pressure to push them down. So notice now I'm putting in the whites of the eyes and the little catch-alls in the eyes. That person is looking a lot more realistic than it was previously. With my white pen, I'm just going in and doing a little bit of extra work. I also, once I had finished with my scribble sticks, went back over with my Stabilo oil pencil to re-put in some low lights, so some darker areas on my page as well. Once I finished, I wanted to put a quote on my page. Because it is in my junk journal, it's quite small. It's about A5 size. The neck was basically the only place I could put it in, so that's what I chose to do. I think it's in moments of doubt, trust. In moments of doubt, trust your gut. Which my junk journal is usually a good place for me to tell myself what I actually need to hear. So quite often I have quotes that relate to how I was feeling on the day. One thing I really like about this technique is you start off with a stamped image, but you really can't see much of the stamped image at the end. So you have, it gives you that chance to train your hand on how to draw. Now I particularly like the way Dina Wakley draws. She's got those beautiful lines in her work. But even if that's not necessarily the favourite way for you to draw, it's still a great model to get that face shape and learn how to draw it, learn how to put the shadows in. It's just a really, really cool way, without having to redraw a face every time, that you can practice all those skills over and over again fairly quickly. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye for now.